Strength does not come from easy times. It is built through betrayal, rejection, and nights when no one is there to help you. The strongest version of yourself will never come from comfort. It comes from fire. You must understand this. Life does not reward people who are just kind. It rewards people who never give up. The world does not change for good people. It changes for people who cannot be broken. And if you want to rise up, you must stop asking for things to be fair, because fairness is a lie told to keep people obedient. The truth is, nobody cares about your struggles. Nobody will give you power. If you are not willing to be strict with your time, your energy, and your focus, then you are choosing to be weak. The first step is accepting the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. The second step is taking full responsibility. Everything depends on you. This is the foundation. Without it, every rule that comes next will fall apart. If you cannot accept this, leave now. If you can, then comment below with these words. No one saves me. I save myself. Because this is where your change begins. Not with hope, not with kindness, but with clear and strict understanding. Number 1, discipline is freedom. Every person talks about freedom, but few ever experience it. Most people confuse freedom with doing whatever they want, whenever they want. That is not freedom. It is being controlled by your feelings. Real freedom comes only through discipline. When your body listens to your mind, when your habits help your goals, when your time does what you want, that is freedom. Discipline is the structure of strength. It is the silent promise you make to yourself every morning. The unbreakable agreement that no matter how you feel, you will take action. The person who waits for motivation will always be trapped by weakness. But the person who has discipline becomes unstoppable. Discipline builds the structure for greatness. It makes your mind sharper, your body stronger, and your spirit tougher. It is the small regular actions done carefully and firmly that stack up into a solid foundation. This is not about punishing yourself. It is about power. The kind of power that makes you calm during chaos, steady during storms, unshaken when the world bends. Every great warrior, thinker, and leader who made history did it through disciplined practice. And now you will too. Comment these words and make them your promise. Discipline is my freedom. Say it, write it, live it. Because the moment you control yourself, no person and no situation will ever control you again. Number 2, build strong focus. Power is weak when the mind is scattered. Weak people fail not because they are not smart, but because they chase too many things too fast without going deep enough. The strongest version of yourself is not the person who does everything. It is the person who chooses one direction, one mission, and pours energy into it until the world has no choice but to notice. Focus is what makes strength stronger. It takes your skills, your knowledge, your determination, and puts them together like a laser that cuts through every distraction. To master focus, you must protect your attention like you would protect your life. Because in many ways, it is your life. What you pay attention to is what you become. Do not let unimportant noise, shallow entertainment, or the endless opinions of others break your path. Every second you waste on things that do not build you is a second stolen from the person you are meant to become. Instead, look straight ahead, cut away what does not matter, and pour yourself fully into what does. Focus turns effort into results, possibility into legacy. It creates energy so powerful that obstacles break before it. And once you have tasted the clarity of strong focus, the world will feel different, sharper, simpler, easier to conquer. Your job is not to do everything, but to do the right things with such strength that nothing can stand in your way. Comment this below. My focus is my fortress. Because when your mind is protected by purpose, no distraction, no temptation, and no weakness can get through. Guard your focus, grow it, protect it without stopping. For in focus, you discover the raw power to become unstoppable. Number 3, build unbreakable toughness. Toughness is not about avoiding hard times. It is about getting back up every single time they come. No matter how strong you become, life will test you. Storms will hit, obstacles will appear, and setbacks will arrive without warning. But the strongest version of yourself does not fall apart. He adapts. He endures. He pushes through. Toughness is the armor of the mind and the steel of the spirit. It is the inner voice that says, I will not stop here. Even when everything seems against you, remember greatness is never built in perfect conditions. Diamonds form under pressure. Mountains rise from collisions. So must you. Every failure you face is a teacher. Every difficulty is training for your soul. Do not fear the challenges. They are shaping you into someone who cannot be broken. When the world expects you to give up, stand tall. When fear whispers to go back, step forward. The person who has toughness becomes unshakable because nothing outside of him has the power to destroy him. This is why toughness is not weakness. It is being unbeatable. Carry this truth with you. Your strength is not proven by what happens when life is easy. It is proven by how you stand when life is hard. And when others look at you, let them see a person who does not bend, who does not break, who only grows sharper with every test. Comment below and make this your promise. I rise through every storm. Say it and believe it. Because toughness is not just surviving. It is thriving, growing, and walking through fire untouched. Number 4. Master the power of consistency. Consistency is the quiet force that separates ordinary from amazing. Talent without consistency is wasted potential. Ambition without consistency is a fading spark. But consistency, daily, disciplined, never stopping consistency is what turns a person into a monument. Think of water cutting through stone. Not by force, not by speed, but by never stopping. That is the secret. Small purposeful actions repeated over time, carving destiny into reality. The world respects the person who shows up again and again, long after excitement fades, long after applause dies, long after others have quit. Consistency is not glamorous. It is often invisible. It is waking before dawn when no one is watching. It is training your mind, your body, and your craft with devotion even when no reward is in sight. The strongest version of yourself is not built in moments of passion, but in the daily work of discipline. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates certainty. When you commit fully, your progress multiplies, your growth increases, and your presence becomes undeniable. Understand this. Greatness is never a single act. It is the echo of countless disciplined days stacked together. Do not underestimate the power of steady effort. The person who commits to consistency is the person who can no longer be stopped because no single failure, no single setback, no single bad day can erase the mountain of progress he has built. This is why consistency is the ultimate weapon. It makes success not a matter of chance, but a matter of time. So choose your path, define your standard, and honor it every day without excuse. This is how legacies are written, one day at a time without fail. And remember this, consistency is not about perfection. It is about never stopping. You will stumble, but you must continue. You will face resistance, but you must endure. Even on days where progress feels invisible, the act of showing up plants seeds beneath the soil that will one day break through with unstoppable force. Consistency changes your habits, and habits change your identity. What you repeat, you become. And when what you repeat is strength, discipline, and focus, you naturally become the person you were meant to be. This is why consistency is the great equalizer. It does not care about talent, background, or luck. It rewards only those who never stop. And if you hold to it, no matter how small the steps, you will arrive where others only dreamed. Every day you remain consistent, you are telling the world, I will not be moved. I will not be stopped. My destiny is certain. Comment these words below and make them your personal rule. Consistency makes me unstoppable. Because when you live with that truth, success is no longer a question of if. It becomes a certainty of when. Number 5, strength through being alone. In the journey of becoming the strongest version of yourself, you will discover a truth that many fear to face. Being alone is power. Most people run from silence, filling their lives with noise, distractions, and constant company. But being alone is not emptiness. It is the place where clarity is born. The person who fears being alone has not yet met himself. The person who accepts being alone finds strength that no crowd can give. When you are alone, the masks fall away. There is no one to impress, no one to approve of you, no one to carry the weight. There is only you, and that is where power begins. Being alone strips you down to your core. It forces you to face your weaknesses, to sharpen your thoughts, to face the person in the mirror without excuse. It is in being alone that warriors built their resolve. Philosophers shaped their wisdom. Leaders imagined their empires. Every great person in history has known the need to withdraw from the noise to return stronger, clearer, and unshakable. Being alone teaches you self-reliance. It shows what you truly value. It builds an inner fortress that no betrayal, no rejection, no outside storm can damage. When you learn to stand strong alone, you become unbreakable because your strength no longer depends on anyone else. The world respects the person who does not cling, who does not beg for attention, who does not fear being misunderstood. Such a person radiates presence because his power is rooted within, not borrowed from the crowd. Do not mistake this for isolation. Being alone is not cutting yourself off from the world. It is strengthening yourself so that when you walk into the world, you walk in with authority, with calm, with certainty. A person anchored in being alone is immune to the chaos of others because he has learned to draw from his own well. This is why your ability to be alone and grow in that aloneness is one of the greatest weapons you will ever have. In being alone, you read, you train, you build, you think, you create, you prepare while the world distracts itself. And when the time comes, you step forward, not as one who seeks approval, but as one who commands it without asking. Make being alone your friend, not your enemy. Learn to enjoy your own company. Learn to do well in your own silence, because when you can stand strong alone, you can stand anywhere. Comment these words below, and let them define your strength. Being alone is my power. Say it with strength. Write it as your truth, because the person who conquers being alone conquers himself, and the person who conquers himself cannot be conquered by anything else. Number 6, control your energy. Energy is life. It is the invisible currency that determines everything you can and cannot do. You may have strength. You may have vision. You may have ambition. But without control of your energy, all of it will scatter into nothing. The person who wastes his energy is the person who wastes his life. And here is the truth. The strongest version of yourself is not the one who has endless reserves. It is the one who knows exactly where to place his reserves. Controlling your energy begins with awareness. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take either feeds your power or drains it. Most people lose energy without realizing it, scrolling endlessly, getting into small fights, wasting their life force on gossip, distraction, or empty activities. But the person who masters energy becomes a force of nature. He uses his life force with precision. He knows what builds him and what breaks him. He invests his energy into his body, into his craft, into his purpose, and refuses to give it away to anything unworthy. Energy is focus. Energy is time. Energy is presence. And when you guard it with the same strength you would guard your life, you rise above the crowds who waste theirs. The key is not to do more, but to do less better. Remove what drains you. Double down on what empowers you. Sleep with intention. Train with intensity. Work with clarity. Speak only when it matters. Move only with purpose. This is how you build an energy field around you so magnetic that people feel it when you walk into the room. Energy is not just physical. It is emotional, mental, spiritual. You must keep your emotional energy clean by refusing to dwell on anger or self-pity. You must keep your mental energy sharp by feeding your mind with knowledge, not noise. You must keep your spiritual energy strong by matching your actions with your highest values. When all these energies line up, you are unstoppable. A person with high energy commands respect without asking because his presence is undeniable. People can sense it. They may not understand it, but they feel it. This is why you must become strict with where your energy flows. Guard your mornings like sacred ground. Protect your attention from the poison of endless distractions. Surround yourself with people who fuel your fire, not those who dim it. The strongest warriors in history were not always the most skilled. They were the most energized, the most focused, the most alive in their purpose. Energy is the multiplier of everything you are. With energy, you can endure, you can create, you can lead, you can inspire. Without it, even the greatest vision dies in silence. So let this be carved into your code. Do not waste your fire. Do not allow your life force to be stolen by small things. Channel it. Guard it. Command it. Because a person who commands his energy commands his destiny. And if you live by this rule, you will rise with power that cannot be ignored. Comment these words below and turn them into your promise. My energy obeys my purpose. Live by it, become it, and watch as your life bends to your will. Number 7, build an unbreakable mind. The battlefield of power, of strength, of destiny has always been the mind. Muscles will decay, fortunes may rise and fall, situations will shift like sand. But the mind, sharpened and protected, remains the throne where power sits. To build the strongest version of yourself, you must create an unbreakable mind. This is not the common mind that bends under stress, falls apart under fear, or crumbles under doubt. This is the mind that stands like a fortress, solid, disciplined, and immovable in its command. An unbreakable mind begins with clarity. Know who you are. Know what you value. Know where you are going. Without clarity, the mind drifts. With clarity, the mind cuts through fog like a blade. Train your mind to ignore noise, to rise above small distractions, to remain focused on the great horizon ahead. Every day, the world will try to steal your attention, tempt you into weakness, drag you into chaos. But you are not common. You guard your mind like a king guards his kingdom, allowing in only what builds strength, only what sharpens wisdom, only what fuels your fire. An unbreakable mind is also disciplined in thought. Thoughts are seeds. Plant weakness and weakness grows. Plant strength and strength rises. Do not waste mental energy on fear, jealousy, or comparison. Such thoughts are thieves that rob you of your empire. Instead, feed your mind with toughness, with gratitude, with vision, with strategy. Control your inner voice with precision. Never speak to yourself as a victim, only as a winner. When doubt appears, transform it into determination. When fear knocks, answer it with preparation. When chaos strikes, respond with calm control. The unbreakable mind does not panic. It calculates. It does not complain. It adapts. It does not collapse. It endures. And through this discipline, the world begins to see a person who cannot be shaken. Understand this truth. Strength of mind is not about denying emotion, but mastering it. Anger can become fire that fuels action. Fear can become alertness that sharpens instincts. Pain can become wisdom that prevents future mistakes. Every emotion is energy, and the unbreakable mind bends that energy into power. This is why great leaders, warriors, and thinkers were always masters of their own minds first. Because once you master the mind, you master everything else. To build this strength, train it daily. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations and watch yourself endure. Study wisdom, philosophy, strategy. Think deeply alone. Meditate on your path. Sharpen your concentration through discipline. And above all, test yourself. The unbreakable mind is not built in comfort. It is built by facing challenges head-on and refusing to give up. Soon nothing outside can shake you because you have already conquered the inner battlefield. Imagine this. Storms raging around you. People breaking under pressure, chaos tearing through the world. Yet you stand calm, eyes forward, mind clear, spirit steady. That is the mark of the unbreakable mind. That is the mind of a person untouchable. And when you have this, others will look to you for strength because they will feel your certainty, your presence, your command. This is the kind of mind that bends fate itself. Comment below and carve this statement into your being. My mind is my fortress. Say it as law, as promise, as identity. For once you truly believe it, you will carry within you a fortress no enemy can break through, no setback can knock down, no storm can destroy. Build this mind, and you will hold in your hands the ultimate key to becoming the strongest version of yourself. Number 8, turn the body into a weapon. The mind is command, but the body is action. A sharp mind trapped in a weak body is like a king locked in chains. His vision may be large, but his reach is limited. To become the strongest version of yourself, you must turn your body into a weapon, precise, powerful, disciplined, and unyielding. This is not about looking good. It is about function, control, and presence. A person whose body shows strength commands attention without speaking. His posture tells a story of toughness. His walk speaks of certainty. His very frame communicates that he is not to be messed with. Physical strength is not just muscle. It is stamina, endurance, and energy. It is the daily training of your body until it listens to your will without hesitation. When you master your body, you build not only strength but confidence. Because nothing speaks louder to the mind than proving day after day that you can push further than yesterday. Your workouts become rituals. Your sweat becomes sacrifice. Your discipline becomes proof that you are willing to carry yourself with honor. Train with intensity. Eat with purpose. Rest with strategy. Because every choice is either sharpening or dulling the weapon that is your body. Think of the ancient warriors, the samurai, the legionnaires, the gladiators. They did not train for looks. They trained for survival, for dominance, for readiness. You must adopt the same mindset. Train so that you are prepared for whatever life demands. Whether it is endurance through long struggles, strength to protect what is yours, or energy to pour into your mission. A strong body builds a strong spirit. Because when you feel yourself growing stronger, you begin to see yourself as capable of enduring anything. Do not ignore this truth. The body is the foundation that supports the throne of the mind. A weak body drains the will, but a strong body feeds it. Every rep, every step, every drop of sweat is not just physical. It is psychological. It is spiritual. It is a message that says, I am rising. Discipline your body, and you discipline your mind. Conquer your flesh, and you conquer your fear. Your body becomes your armor, your fortress, your instrument of presence in the world. And remember, it is not about comparing yourself to others. It is about mastering yourself. Compete only against yesterday's version of you. Lift more, run further, fight harder, endure longer. Not because you must, but because you can. This is the transformation. You stop seeing training as struggle, and you start seeing it as privilege. You begin to hunger for challenge, to crave the burn, to welcome the weight, because you know every bit of effort is turning you into someone untouchable. A trained body fuels a trained mind, and together they create the person who is unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. Comment below, and let these words be carved into your path. My body is my weapon. Say it, live it, become it. For the person who turns his body into a weapon becomes not just stronger, he becomes ruler over himself. And people who rule themselves are the ones who shape the world. Number 9, master the art of legacy. Strength, discipline, toughness, focus, energy, being alone, consistency, clarity of mind, and a trained body. All of these form the foundation of greatness. But true power reaches beyond you. The strongest version of yourself is not just measured by what you achieve in this life, but by what remains when you are gone. Legacy is the mark you leave on the world. The echo of your actions, the impact of your presence. Legacy is the shadow that walks long after you are no longer here. To master legacy, you must live with intention. Every choice you make must serve a higher purpose. Every effort must line up with something greater than quick pleasures or temporary rewards. The person who builds legacy does not chase applause. He builds structures that last. He plants seeds that grow. He creates influence that outlives him. Legacy begins in silence, in the daily work, in the decisions no one sees. It is not built overnight but created through years of consistency, vision, and unshakable values. Legacy is not about being remembered by many. It is about being remembered deeply by those who matter. Those whose lives were shaped by your strength, your wisdom, your example. A father who raises his children to be strong and wise has built legacy. A leader who lifts others to rise higher than themselves has built legacy. A warrior who stands unshaken in the face of difficulty, inspiring others to do the same, has built legacy. Legacy is built not through big speeches, but through never-ending action. Ask yourself daily, what am I building that will remain? Will my work outlive me? Will my actions echo through generations, or will I fade, leaving no trace? The strongest version of yourself knows this truth. We are temporary, but what we build can be forever. To live with legacy in mind is to live with power because it forces you to rise above unimportant distractions and line up with something timeless. It makes you weigh your words, your habits, your actions, not just by how they serve you today, but by how they shape tomorrow. Legacy demands vision, but also sacrifice. The willingness to endure discomfort today, so that your future self and those who follow you stand on stronger ground. And legacy once chosen changes everything. It changes how you train because you are no longer training for looking good. You are training to show strength for decades. It changes how you work because you are no longer chasing quick wins. You are building lasting influence. It changes how you live because you begin to see yourself not just as one person, but as the seed of a future that extends beyond you. This is why legacy is the crown of strength. Everything else builds you. Legacy ensures you remain. Comment these words below and let them mark your path. I build what outlives me. Carve it into your mind. Live by it daily. And know that the person who lives for legacy cannot be erased. For his strength is written into forever. Number 10. Command time. Command life. Of all the forces in existence, time is the most ruthless. It cannot be bargained with. It cannot be slowed. It cannot be taken back once it is gone. Every second that passes either builds you or buries you. The strongest version of yourself understands this truth deeply. Power comes from control over time. Not control in the sense of stopping its flow. That is impossible. Control in the sense of commanding how every moment is used. How every day is lived. How no hour is wasted on what does not lift you up. Most people treat time as if it were infinite. Scattering their hours on distractions, pouring their days into small things, and waking years later wondering why they remain unchanged. But the person who commands time understands that each day is a blade, sharp, limited, irreversible, and he uses it with precision. To master time is to rise each morning with intention, to know what matters and to cut away what does not. It is to treat your calendar as a battlefield, defending your hours against invaders of mediocrity, guarding your focus from the thieves of distraction, and investing your minutes into building strength, knowledge, health, and impact. Time is not money. Time is life. Money lost can be made again. Time lost is gone forever. Therefore, the person who masters time becomes unstoppable because he multiplies his efforts across weeks, months, years until his momentum cannot be matched. Commanding time does not mean rigid schedules or lifeless routines. It means lining up your time with your highest purpose. It means asking with every action, does this bring me closer to the person I seek to become? Does this feed my mission, my body, my mind, my legacy? If not, it is cut away. The disciplined use of time creates a life of power. With consistency and focus, what seems impossible to others becomes certain to you. Every great empire was not built in days, but in years of purposeful time. Every great warrior was not created in a single battle, but in countless days of preparation. Your life is your empire, your body your weapon, your mind your command post, and time is the resource that fuels it all. Do not waste it. Respect it. Guard it with the same strength with which you guard your dreams. When you command time, you command life itself. Comment these words below, and let them define how you live. I command my time. I command my life. Say it as truth. Live it as law. And watch how time bends in your favor when you honor it with discipline and purpose. Number 11. Surround yourself with strength. No person becomes great alone forever. Being alone builds self-control, but the environment you choose will either lift up or tear down your destiny. The strongest version of yourself understands this. You are shaped by the company you keep. Surround yourself with weakness, and weakness becomes normal. Surround yourself with strength, and strength becomes your standard. Human beings are wired to copy those around them. Habits, attitudes, standards, and beliefs are contagious. If you sit with people who waste their time, complain about their lives, and avoid responsibility, you will unconsciously begin to absorb their mediocrity. But if you stand among people who are disciplined, purposeful, and unshakable, you will be pulled upward by their gravity. Your circle is not entertainment. It is influence. Every conversation, every interaction, every relationship is either building your empire or draining it. This is why you must be strict with your environment. Seek out those who sharpen you, challenge you, and demand more from you than you demand from yourself. Find mentors who have walked the path you want to walk. Build friendships with brothers who refuse to accept weakness. Surround yourself with warriors of the mind, body, and spirit because their fire will keep yours burning when your strength is tested. This does not mean using others, nor does it mean depending on them. It means connecting with those who live by the same standard of power, honor, and discipline that you are building in yourself. Brotherhood fuels toughness. Shared vision creates unstoppable momentum. Together, strong people become stronger. The iron sharpens iron. Understand this. Greatness does not grow in soil polluted by mediocrity. Plant yourself where strength is the culture, where ambition is the expectation, where excellence is the minimum. And just as you seek such people, you must become such a person. You must be the standard others measure against, the flame that others draw strength from, the example that lifts those around you. For legacy is not just what you build. It is the strength you inspire in others. Surround yourself with strength, and you will never walk alone on your path of power. Comment these words below, and make them your promise. I walk with strength. I rise with strength. Because the person who chooses his circle with wisdom chooses his future with certainty. Number 12. Become untouchable. This is where it all comes together. Every rule you have heard, discipline, focus, toughness, consistency, being alone, energy, mind, body, time, legacy, brotherhood. They are not pieces. They are parts of a single truth. The truth that the strongest version of yourself is not an accident. It is not given. It is built. And when you build it, you become untouchable. To be untouchable does not mean you avoid struggle. It means struggle cannot break you. To be untouchable does not mean you avoid pain. It means pain cannot define you. To be untouchable does not mean the world bends for you. It means you build yourself until you become unshakable, immovable, certain. Untouchable is the person who knows himself completely, controls himself fully, and carries himself with presence that no enemy, no failure, no rejection can reduce. Untouchable is the person who no longer competes with the world. He competes only with yesterday's reflection. He is ruler. He is steady. He is free. And you right now have the choice to claim that state. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, step by step, day by day, you live these rules and you transform into a force that cannot be ignored. So, I ask you, what will your promise be? Drop it in the comments. Write it as your statement. I am untouchable. Say it, believe it, live it. Because this is your turning point. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer hoping for change. You are no longer bowing to weakness. You are stepping into power, into presence, into the version of yourself that was always waiting to rise. Remember, no one saves you. No one builds you. No one crowns you. You do it. And when you do, when you walk this path with precision and fire, you will notice something strange. Obstacles shrink, distractions fade, fear loses its teeth. Why? Because you are untouchable. That is the final rule. That is the ultimate command. And if you live it, the world will not be the same. Now, if these words strike truth in you, then carry this forward. Like this video, subscribe and turn on notifications because this is not the end. It is the beginning. Welcome to where people are remade into power. And remember one last time, comment it below, burn it into your mind, and let it echo in your soul. I am untouchable.